I have the coolest job in the world because I get to work at Queensland's home of football. Game day involves us probably starting at 6 or 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll mow it, line mark it. You'll see us out here at halftime doing divots, just going for a walk over the field just to make sure it's safe for the players. We regularly test the playing surface at Suncorp Stadium to make sure that it's in peak performance to help reduce injuries to players and to keep the turf in pristine condition. That could be drier for rugby union, a wet slick surface that's fast for soccer, or a very stable surface for rugby league. Hi, my name's Malcolm Caddies, grounds manager at Suncorp Stadium, and science helps me prepare the best playing surface in the world. I love my job because I get to make the stage for Queensland sports stars to do their thing.
Hegarty, the inside ball to Daniela Tupou. He gives it to Filippo Dongulu.
A lot of people don't realise that there's a lot of scientific testing goes into a football field. We test for traction, shear, hardness, moisture, salinity, pH and nutrient levels. Shear testing is important around scrummaging so we know in advance how well the field will perform before the event. So in a scrum, there's 16 guys come together, pushing 1.4 tonne of pressure on each side of the scrum, which puts a whole lot of pressure on our surface. Shear testing is quite a simple process. We have a spike that goes 50 millimetres into the ground, and we measure the torque it takes for that spike to come out of the ground, and we measure that in Newton metres. The playing surface at Suncorp Stadium is the grass layer on top of 275 mils of sand on top of 100 mils of gravel, which allows the field to drain really well. It drains at about 900 millimetres an hour. The downside of that is that we require a lot of water when we irrigate. So we use approximately 500,000 litres of water a week, and using that amount of water means that we need to put a lot of nutrients back into the sand profile. So we use about 12 tonne of dolomite, chemical element of 38% calcium and 17% magnesium, and we go through a lot of that a year. Before I come to the stadium, I never ever realised how much air movement meant to growing grass. You know, like on a golf course, you're in an open environment, there's air movement all the time. You get into a venue like this where there's no air movement, so the grass grows slower from a lack of carbon dioxide exchange in the plant. And that carbon dioxide exchange is just phenomenal. We collect all our green waste here at Suncorp Stadium that gets sent away to an organics processing plant, and we buy it back as garden soil for our garden projects. In summer at the stadium we mow the field 5 or 6 times a week and we collect the grass. This is today's collections of grass. We fill up these 1,000 litre bins 4 or 5 times a week. And here we are on the South Plaza, where the recycled compost comes back to produce these beautiful gardens. And it's really satisfying for us and the team here at Suncorp Stadium to be sustainable and bring these recycled products back to the stadium. Science is very important in my career. You know, if I didn't know botany and biology, I wouldn't be able to do my job. And then hopefully one day you can end up in a venue like this or the Gabba. Most people don't realise that we grow 2 different turf types at Suncorp Stadium in winter and summer. And the ultimate question for us is, how do we have one turf species all year round?